Hey guys, I am David C. Hope, author of the novel Mirov. I wanted to bring you guys some of the inspirations and influences and just general awesome things that went into my brain that kind of helped me develop ideas and take feelings and turn them into scenes. And I just wanted to show you guys the visions I love that go into my head and create visions that hopefully you'll love. My favorite movie scene of all time, and I have to confess, Mirov was a movie in my head initially, and it became a book because of all kinds of logistical reasons. But in my brain, I still kind of see it as a movie. My favorite movie scene of all time, bar none, is Robocop 1987, ED-209 being introduced into the office, and he kills Mr. Kenny. That is my favorite scene ever. Nothing even comes close for me. The emotional charge to get on that scene is just amazing. There's a whole story behind that, but we'll save that for another time. What I like about that scene that might seem a little odd is the power of it. When the scene starts and it's going along and it's somewhat normal. I guess it's normal for that world. It's normal. People in a boardroom with a robot walking in, and that world is kind of normal. All right, and so it's treated like a meeting, a board meeting, and he even does the little test with Mr. Kenny, and everything is kind of fine until even after ED-209, even after Mr. Kenny, has the gun, and ED-209 kind of springs to life and tells him to drop it. It's still kind of normal. And then when he drops it, ED-209 takes a step and growls.
You now have 15 seconds to comply.
There's such a power in that moment. It's so fierce, and it's just such a switch, a spin, that the scene is going this way and boom, it's going that way. And then I love dread. You'll hear me talk about dread a lot. I think dread is an underutilized thing in storytelling these days. We don't build up enough dread. The dread in that short moment is achieved. A high level of dread is achieved in such a short amount of time that you're like, oh shit, what's going to happen to Kenny? And then when ED-209 busts loose, the amount of force put upon Kenny with those big giant cannons taking just chunks out of Kenny's body, of the blood and the guts and the everything. And if you see the unrated version, Mr. Kenny's blown back on this table, this model, and he just keeps firing and more chunks. The squib work is amazing. Just going off and just ripping Mr. Kenny to pieces. And it's so visceral and raw and violent, and it's so well constructed. And the way that scene ultimately ends is Morton goes in and he weasels his way into getting to talk with the big man to introduce the Robocop project to him. So he the ending of it is a white collar weasel power move is how it ends. So you have this brutal violence with a different type of violence, if you will, with suit and ties. So what I referred to another video with the Star Trek II video, that what I wanted to do with it was take an emotion and then repeat it a bunch of times. Whereas that movie, you have two conflicts between Khan and Kirk, then they kind of have similar payoff emotionally to a point at least. And that scene, you have this emotion of the violence and the power inflicted upon, from the machine to the man. And what I wanted to do with Mirov is take a moment I love and then do it all the time, make it repeat. And as I said in the Star Trek II video, if it was a movie, you would be exhausted at the end. And as a reader, when it's open, you were just drained because you're put through the paces so much in a good way. It's in a really good way. You are the roller coaster with all the highs, the lows, the payoffs, the dread, then the payoff, and then the anticipation, then the payoff. all these payoffs and all these moments are multiplied, 100-fold. So this ED-209 scene is great, but then let's repeat it and magnify it. So that's what I attempted to accomplish with the book Mirov, and hopefully I did, and hopefully you enjoy it. But I thought it would be a really neat exercise to show you guys scenes that I love, which this is literally my favorite scene in a movie ever is this scene. And I'll make another video maybe on why that is. But I even wrote a whole intro to Mirov that was basically about this scene. But opted not to put that in the novel. Maybe we'll put that up on the website where you guys can see it there. But anyway, enjoy Robocop. If you've never seen it, go see the 1987 one. Don't see the other ones. See the first one in 1987, Paul Verhoeven, and then go enjoy it. If you've never seen it, if you have seen it, go revisit it, and then ultimately, I hope you read Mirov and enjoy it. But hopefully, this gives you a little insight to what I was trying to do, and ultimately, I want you to really like Robocop.